a war in Ukraine now. Good news, everyone. The potato figured out what the problem is. It's Ultra Maga and Putin. Of course, you would believe that if you were one of the 81 million people who legitimately voted for this guy to occupy the White House. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, honk, honk. So yeah, that's it. But he did go on, he did stumble over his words, and he did say some wacky ass shit. Like, blaming Ultra Maga, because it's not that he can't just push whatever the fuck through the government he wants, which he can, technically. I mean, obviously the Senate's a little bit of an issue, but he's got the House locked up. The Senate, and then you got the White House. So why is he blaming Republicans? Republicans have no fucking say in this. They've got zero say. See, it all comes down to what's going to happen in November, hopefully. That the Republicans will somehow grab whatever empty sack they have between their legs and fucking give it a tug. That's what they need to do, hopefully, when they get back into power. I'm not real sold on that, because Republicans, once they get power, they sort of don't wield it like the Democrats do. That's sad. But, again, this is where we're at. This dumb son of a bitch is blaming everybody else except himself, except his party, because he knows what's going to happen in November, and he's already producing the messaging right now, and you'll see it when I go down here and show it to you. Ah, yes. You see his hands? Help me! And he goes on to say, during his gaffe-filled speech, Biden referenced MAGA, or Make America Great Again, Trump's slogan, and the banner under which the GOP is currently formed, as well as what his administration has been called the Ultra MAGA. Look at their agenda, he said. Nothing that perhaps he'd put it up on a website. What's our agenda? Reducing taxes? Promoting liberty? Yeah, that's a really bad image, right? Really bad thing to do, right? Biden's speech making style in interspersing actionable policy plans with anecdotes has become particularly confusing. And saying that he wanted to give a speech about solutions to fix the economy, he first began with what he sees as the causes, notably the coup, and secondly, the war in Ukraine. No. As per usual, I can't necessarily talk about this thing right here on YouTube, but we all know that, okay? We all know what the deal is. And secondly, war in Ukraine. That's in fucking Ukraine. That's not even here. Is it reducing oil pumping capacity in the North Sea? No. The Gulf of Mexico? No. Off the coasts of California, Oregon, wherever? Is it stopping the oil being pumped? No, it's not. This right now is a Russia-Ukraine problem. This is not a United States problem. Well, actually, we sort of made it our problem, like fucking arming the fuck out of Ukraine right now. Anywho, that's a topic for another story. As for solutions, Biden said that U.S. needs to export more food. Wait, what? Export. So if we're already having a low supply of food in this country, his solution is to send it off to sell it? So we have to import food? What the fuck is he talking about? But he's having trouble doing more of that because Putin. Another solution, he said, is for the Senate to approve his nominee for the head of the Federal Reserve. Go fuck yourself. That person's probably a goddamn lizard person. Thank you, Salty, for that one. And he goes, I agree with Chairman Powell said last week. The number one threat is the strength. And that strength we have built is inflation. So the Fed should do its job and will do its job. I'm convinced. With that in mind, Biden said after noting that inflation was the biggest issue the nation faces. Let me read that again because I don't understand that. He goes on to say, the number one threat is the strength. And that strength we've built is inflation. Wait, what? So part of the problem is inflation, which you say the Republicans created, I guess. But you said that you created inflation, and that is a strength? Mother of God. This guy is out of his fucking mind. He goes, in contrast to that, he said Republicans want to raise taxes on the middle class and cut taxes for U.S. companies. I've never heard any Republicans who are in office right now say they want to raise taxes on the middle class, which would be fucking stupid for them. It'd be stupid for the Democrats to want to raise taxes on the middle class. And then he goes on to say sustainable energy is also a big thing for Biden. He also continually said, noting that there would be tax credits, Jesus fucking Christ, given to those corporations that create renewable energy and for homeowners who make their homes more efficient. Bullshit. How? Tax credits? So I'm going to spend, let's say I get like, I don't know, a $500 tax credit on, I don't know, winterizing my fucking windows. So I'll spend $10,000 to get a $500 tax credit to what? Winterize my fucking... Fuck you, Biden, you idiot. And then he goes on to say the average cost of a barrel of oil has been steady for weeks. So why do gas prices keep going up so high? You fucking moron. And the goddamn blue states, unfortunately like California, or I don't know if this is true, but I saw it was like $9 a gallon in one spot. Yikes. It's about $3.80-ish around where I live. This is the South. That's fucked up. I actually went to Florida last weekend, and it was like $4.17 a gallon. I was like, what? This is Florida. What the fuck? Well, here in this one particular state I'm in, they dropped the gas tax until I think the end of May. We'll see if I'm pretty sure they're going to extend it, but if they don't, oh my God. But yeah. So as you see what I'm talking about here, he's blaming Republicans for the cost of energy, which Republicans don't control the energy policy, and then goes, Americans are subject to the whims of dictators halfway around the world. What? Putin doesn't control the goddamn gas tax. If you just started pumping more oil out of our fucking ground, maybe the price would go down. But you should have done that last year. But everything was going, okay. So you're like, fuck it. We can just stop. We can just push renewable energy. Hey, I know you guys out there. You can't afford gas? Just buy an electric car. Bigot. And he goes, all of my plan is focused on lowering costs for the average family in America to give just a little bit of breathing room. How about a big breathing room, you dumb fucking son of a bitch? And then he goes on to call everyone who doesn't agree with him ultra MAGA. And he goes on to say, this is not your father's Republican Party. He also said the GOP is harping on the same old plans to eliminate Social Security and Medicaid. I haven't heard them fucking say that. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. I think it's a good idea in my opinion, but what are you going to do? He goes, my plan attacks inflation and grows the economy. That's like saying, how do you make money in the stock market? Buy low, sell high. Yeah, no shit. So his plan to attack inflation and grow the economy? How? Tax credits. Okay, but that's a short-term fix. That's not a long-term thing. He also told reporters he would only answer questions about the economy, and when a reporter asked how he felt about America's blaming his administration, he admitted that the Democrats do hold both houses of the Congress as well as the White House, but Republicans are still to blame. Then he goes on to say, they understand, but they don't, Biden said of Americans. He claimed that most people, the vast majority of Americans, are hoping that their government just takes care of the problem, and they don't have to think about it in detail at the dinner table. But right now it's confusing because we're in Ukraine. Oh! So we're in Ukraine now. I didn't know that. Did we drop some troops there? Did the 82nd Airborne Division fucking parachute the fuck in there? No, they didn't. We're not in Ukraine technically. We are and we're not. We are and we're not. We're not. And they're scratching their heads like, what the heck is Russia doing? Should we be helping? No! We shouldn't! But we are. Son of a bitch. And then, of course, the goddamn potato went off on a tangent saying most Americans want to spill American weapons and cash to help Ukraine fight Russia. Also, it goes on to say, Biden's asked why his admin hasn't asked Americans to drive less and finishes his reply by blaming Ultra MAGA. And he goes, I never expected, let me say this carefully, I never expected the ultra MAGA Republicans who seem to control the Republican Party now to have been able to control the Republican Party. I never anticipated that happening. Oh, we're so fucked. If we don't get this goddamn son of a bitch out of the White House post haste, we're going to be really fucked come 2024. We're already fucked now.